cut that out. What's up, you guys? Today's topic of the day is wheels. They could either make or break the look of your vehicle. One thing's for sure, they are not cheap. Whether they're OEM or a custom finish, you're still paying a pretty penny for them. So let's clean them up, let's get them protected the chemical guys way. First things first, let's inspect the wheel and see what we got going on. Now, as I inspect the wheel, I know it's a BMW, so right off the bat, I know there's a bunch of embedded brake dust. And what does that mean? Iron deposits to the surface. So we're gonna be using our two-phase wheel cleaner because it does help remove iron deposits and caked on brake dust. I know it's always recommended never spray on product to a dry surface, but since there's no sun out here today, the wheels are cool to the touch. So that means I'm gonna go ahead and spray two-phase wheel cleaner directly onto the surface. It's not gonna cause any harm, so I'm gonna let this sit for about 20 to 25 seconds. So as you use two-phase wheel cleaner, it's gonna be a gel-like substance. So your spray isn't gonna really fan out. So what I recommend to do, and what I feel like works for me, is every time I'm spraying, I'm adding a sweep-like motion. That way, I'm not spraying directly to one spot. I'm trying to cover more surface with less use. And be generous with it, because trust me, as you can see, they're turning color. That's the formula activating onto the surface of the wheel. Making my job a lot easier. Put that aside. As my two-phase wheel cleaner sits on the surface and dwells on as it's doing its job, I'm gonna grab my Mr. Spray Foamer. I have about 2 ounces of our Diablo wheel gel in here. Give it a few pumps. So now you simply just look at your target, aim, shoot. I'm just gonna go ahead and foam it one more time because I like extra lather, especially when I'm scrubbing a dirty surface. This way, we're not causing any swirls or scratches onto the surface. Now that that's done, I'm gonna put this aside and get my bucket. In today's bucket, I'm gonna show you the tools that I like using when I'm attacking a wheel like this. First things first, for the barrel, we're gonna use a barrel brush. This way, I'm getting inside, I'm making sure none of the deposits are embedding itself to the barrel of the wheel, which is always the hardest to clean, but this is gonna help me right. For the face of the wheel, we're gonna use our wheelie brush, soft tip brush. I know I'm not causing any harm, but I know it's gonna get the job done when cleaning in between these spokes. Lastly, for my tire, I know I have a low profile tires. I know my big blue stiffy is gonna be a little bit too big for the surface, so we're gonna go ahead and use a nifty brush. And just to top it all off, just to make sure I cleaned up everything of the surface, I'm gonna use a Chanel wash mitt, smooth, soft. I know I'm not causing any harm, like I said. We wanna take care of these. We wanna make sure the wheel finish lasts. Something like our Chanel wash mitt is gonna help me achieve that goal. We're gonna start off with the barrel. Get a little bit of your solution in here. I have a little bit of Mr. Pink mixed with a Diablo. That's my go-to the solution. Please don't be spilling my secrets. Just start cleaning. I like starting from the top. That way, everything's just dragging down, making it a lot easier to rinse and a lot easier to clean. So start from your top, get in between each spoke, try to get into that barrel. So I just finished working on all my barrel from the top to the bottom, side to side. Now, I don't want to make the mistake of pouring this in there because it's gonna dirty and contaminate the water I'm using. So what you always want to do is, if you have a second bucket, go ahead and rinse that off. But since I don't, my supplies are limited. I'm just gonna point this out the way, get my pressure washer, and just clean my brush before applying it back into my bucket. Look at that, clean now, dirty. Now that's ready to get back inside my bucket and clean another wheel. Moving on from the barrel, we're gonna do the face of the wheel now. But before that, I wanna give it a nice little foam. This way, we're causing less scratches and it's a lot safer for the wheel. And who doesn't like more foam when washing? Oh, be quiet. The Popo just wants some attention right now. It wants to be used. That's why he just keeps, use me, use me, use me. So, we grab our Willy and just start attacking the surface. Go in between these spokes. And I'll show you why I'm just gonna use it on these spokes primarily and not the lip of the wheel. The reason why I'm using it just for the spokes is one, the finish is a lot darker, it's a lot safer, and the dish, it's a lot more sensitive. So that's when my Chanel wash mate comes in play. Give it a nice wipe, touch this up after. Trust me, I'm putting you guys up on major game right now. Whether you have a business or you just wash your car personally, apply some of these methods. It's gonna go a long way, trust me. Put in the comments, what's your method? What are your tips? That way I'm learning from you guys as well. Improving is the only way up. Feel me? Now that I got majority of the thing done, once again, get your brush and rinse. One brush I did forget to mention is my boar's hair brush. This way, I'm getting into these little crevices like where the lug nuts are, some of the brake caliper, and the valve stem. It's the little details that matter, man. I recommend this for all business owners as well. If you're in the detailing game and you want to take your detail to the next level, if you want to charge that extra $1, these are the tips that allow you to do that. Because not everyone wants to sit down, detail something small like a brake caliper, but trust me, that's what gets you that. Telling you, man. Now that you're done, get your brush, rinse it out, put it back in. Grab your Chanel wash mitt, get some solution, and always clean the most sensitive area first. So that's the lip. And I'm just gonna touch up the spokes in case I forgot anything or I left anything behind. Bring this out. Put this aside. Last part, my tire brush. Even get some of your solution. A little goes a long way. Hit it. So now that I'm gonna clean the wheel, clean everything from the barrel to the face to the tire, all we gotta do now is just rinse it off and dry it off. I'm not sure how good the camera's doing this justice. I hope it is, because the finish on these wheels right now is immaculate. It's shining like crazy, but we're gonna take it a step further and enhance it even more with protection and shine using our Max Coat wheel guard. So this is simple. All you gotta do is just open up the secret formula, put that aside, and we get an applicator. So I'm using a foam applicator. I feel like only because it's nice enough to get in between the grooves, any kind of small space that I need to, which is really important when applying this wax. What I like to do is, I like getting a little bit. I don't want to dunk it in, making a mess, making my work area sloppy. Get a little bit and prime your applicator. What I mean by prime is, set this off aside, it's working in your applicator before you're working in the surface. The reason why you want to do this is because every applicator, whether it's a foam or a microfiber one, they have pores in them. So what that does, it holds product. So what I like to do is, I like to fill those in before. That way, the next time I'm using product, I use less of it because there's already some embedded into the applicator. So I work that in. That's how you know it's prime. Priming your pad. Whenever you hear that term, that's what it is. And this works with polishing too. People do it on their polishing pads. That way they're using less of it. Right there I put a lot. I'm going to just get rid of this. Get it. Cool. Now we're ready to coat these wheels. So, simply just, like if you're applying a regular wax, just graze it onto your surface and work it in. If a little bit of this stuff gets on your tire, it's fine. It's not going to harm it. Just try avoiding it as much as you can. That's why I went with a smaller applicator. This way I have more control, more leeway on the movement that I'm doing. And you want to make sure you're getting everywhere. Every little crevice, every little inch. You want to make sure you're protecting your investment. Because like I said in the beginning of the video, wheels are not cheap, man. Do me a favor, you don't believe me? Call your dealership, whatever car you own. Even if you have stock wheels, call your dealership and ask how much your wheels are. Or Google them. Put it down in the comments. Want to see. Because they're expensive. Don't think wheels only get expensive when you're buying them custom. No. Even OEM ones, man. Say you hit a nasty pothole, you crack it, find out how much your wheels are. You'd be surprised. What I like about Max Coat wheel guard is the color is green, so that way I know if I miss a spot, because the spot isn't gonna look green if I do. Here at Chemical Guys, we try to make it easy for you guys. We try to make it less of a chore and more of a hobby, you know? Because that's what detailing is. It should be a getaway. I don't know. That's how I always treat it. A nice little getaway. Soothing. Enough talking. Now that I'm done coating these wheels, I'm going to let this sit. I'm going to let it bond to the surface for about, there's no sun. Wheels are close to the touch. I'm going to let it sit for about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how I'm feeling and how fast I need to wipe this off. 20-30 minutes is the key spot. Now remember what Max wheel guard is going to do. It's going to make those iron particles and those dust properties from the brake pads not embed itself. This way, the longevity of your wheel lasts tremendously. Real quick, meanwhile, I let this cure for about 20 minutes. I apply one, move on to the next one. By the time I come around to the one I initially started with, that gives me enough time to wipe it off, because it's going to give me the same equivalent time to wipe this one off, next one, etc., etc. So now that I come around, it's been about 25 minutes. Come around with a clean microfiber towel. Keep in mind, I'm using a premium one only because I am working on a sensitive finish. I don't want anything that's non-stitched edge. I'd rather have a silk edge towel or an edgeless one. That'd be ideal. Keep in mind, towels are important when you're doing this, because you just spend all this time. The last thing you want to do is go ahead and ruin the finish by using a towel that's not recommended. So get my towel, and just simply buff off like you're buffing off a regular wax. Since my towel is basically new, I want to start off with the most sensitive part, which would be the lip. That's what usually shows more exposure. So start off with that, wipe it off. Flip it in and start working on the spokes. My best recommendation when doing this, if you guys can, what I recommend you guys to do is take off the whole wheel. That way you could also coat the inside of the barrel, because that's what usually gets more exposed to those iron particles, to that heavy contaminated brake dust. This way, I'm telling you, you're taking care and increasing the longevity of your wheel. Now that I finished removing the 𝗵𝗃𝗄𝗃 wheel guard, get my towel, put it aside, and I'm gonna come with a tire dressing. This way, I'm enhancing the look. I went out, cleaned it, protected, washed the whole car as well. So now the last thing to do, the cherry on top, is just apply a nice sealant. What I'm gonna be using today is our tire and trim gel. Now the customer likes these tires really shiny, so there's no better way than going with an oil-based dressing. Remember, it's an oil-based dressing, so a little goes a long way. I'm gonna apply a little. Some key things when using an oil-based dressing is always let it dry. Make sure it's even. This way it's not spewing, it's not spitting onto your paint as you dry off the lot. Hopefully my cameraman got some befores on this wheel, because the difference is pretty much dramatic, if you ask me. Get some of this off from the lip. And just like that, we're now finished with the wheel. We cleaned it using our two-phase wheel cleaner, and we coated it with our 𝗵𝗃𝗄𝗃 wheel guard. The process was easy. How did you guys enjoy the process? Let us know in the comments down below. If you have any more questions or something was left unanswered, please let us know as well, as we're always eager to help you guys out. If you guys like any of these products, be sure to check them out at our website at 𝘃𝗵𝗏𝑔uys.com or visit your local detail garage. As always, I'm Alex. If you want to see anything else, let us know in the comments as well. See you guys on the next one.